You are listening to Revenge Rain. Enjoy the story. After failing my college entrance exams, my life spiraled into a series of unfortunate events. Meanwhile, my childhood best friend, who always ranked last in class, suddenly skyrocketed to the top of life. She became the valedictorian, found her filthy rich biological parents, and married a billionaire on the Forbes list. And me? I became a fugitive for 12 years. I even thought she was kind for letting me work as her maid, saving me from starving on the streets. Only when I was accidentally reborn did I learn the truth. She had linked with a luck-stealing system. She had been sucking the luck right out of me. Turns out, my tragic ending was entirely orchestrated by her. In this life, I hold the karma system in my hands. A debt of blood must be paid in blood. Mrs. Chloe, Luna is still in a coma. The doctor says she needs urgent surgery. We need $15,000 for the hospital deposit. She fell by herself. Do you expect me to pay for it? I'm not her mother. Wait for her to wake up and ask her yourself. But ma'am, she might die. The voice on the other end laughed coldly. She's a wanted criminal. She has no family. What are you afraid of? If she dies, it saves me a lot of trouble. Beep. The call ended. The driver looked at me with pity. I slowly regained consciousness. I had heard every word. Chloe. How dare she? We had known each other for half a lifetime. She was my best friend. Yet, for a measly $15,000, she was willing to let me die. Who did I become a murderer for? If not for that accident years ago, trying to protect her, I would have had a normal life. I wouldn't be hiding in shadows, living like a rat. I clutched the bedsheets in rage. I wanted to stand in front of her and scream. But fate is cruel. Before the surgery could happen, I died. In the moment before death, I realized the truth. I was just a tool character in a novel called The Luck Goddess Conquers the Billionaire. I wasn't even the villainess. I was just a battery. Chloe was the heroine. We grew up in the orphanage together. But right before the SATs, she got a system that stole luck. And I was her portable blood bank. My perfect SAT score? Stolen. My identity as a lost heiress? Stolen. I even killed a man to save her, only to become her servant for 10 years and die cleaning her window. Who wrote this trash script? I want to punch the author. Turns out, my 40 years of misery were just stepping stones for her success. I couldn't swallow this anger. I slapped myself hard in the spirit world. Slap. And then, I heard a ding. Karma system activated. Host's resentment levels sufficient. Rebirth initiated. Karma system? Sounds fun. I didn't hesitate. I linked with it immediately. Target, Chloe. If you want to play, let's play. Those who hurt me in the past life, get ready to bleed. I opened my eyes. I was back in the classroom, 1 week before the SATs. This was when my nightmare began. In my past life, I was stupid. I trusted Chloe blindly. I didn't notice she had changed. It was evening study hall. The teacher, Mrs. Lee, was handing out our exam admission tickets. 1 week until the battlefield, everyone. Don't lose these tickets. Study hard. The class buzzed with excitement and anxiety. Chloe sat right in front of me. She turned around and shoved a yearbook into my hands. Luna, write something for me. I pushed it aside without looking up. Not interested. She slammed her hand on my desk and snatched my English textbook. What are you doing? You're so smart you can score perfect with your eyes closed. Why do you need to study? I looked at her forehead. A glowing text box floated there. System mission, destroy Luna's exam ticket. Reward, plus 40% exam luck. I smiled. A loser like you wouldn't understand. What if I fail? Her face darkened. Luna, watch your tone. What? Are you mad because you ranked second to last week? Her deskmate turned around and laughed. Ha ha! No wonder you hid your test paper. You owe me boba tea, Chloe. Chloe glared at me and turned back around. I opened my textbook. There it was, my exam admission ticket, covered in a giant black ink stain. Ruined. Above Chloe's head, the text flashed, "Mission complete." I sneered. "Enjoy it while it lasts."
I stood up and screamed at the top of my lungs. "Chloe, why did you pour ink on my exam ticket? Just because I called you stupid?" I turned to Mrs. Lee with tears in my eyes. "Mrs. Lee, what do I do? Can I still take the SATs?" Mrs. Lee rushed over, almost tripping. The class went dead silent. Everyone gathered around. Luna, the quiet, obedient top student, was yelling at Chloe. Chloe looked innocent, but the evidence was damning. Ruining an exam ticket was serious. It was like sabotaging someone's future. In school, no one knew our background. They thought Chloe was rich, and I was the poor scholar. In reality, we were both orphans, but Chloe had been adopted by a wealthy couple before they went bankrupt later. I was alone. In my past life, this happened too. I cried silently. Chloe comforted me and took me to the office to get a replacement. I was so grateful. I was such an idiot. Chloe turned around, acting shocked. "Are you crazy? When did I ruin your ticket?" She looked at the teacher. "Mrs. Lee, it wasn't me. I just asked her to sign my yearbook." Mrs. Lee checked my desk. No ink bottle, no fountain pen. "Luna, are you sure? Maybe you spilled it?" "No, she just turned around. Chloe, admit it." Chloe shook her head frantically. "It wasn't me. Ask Mike, my desk mate." Mike, the boy next to her, stood up. "Mrs. Lee, Chloe doesn't even use pens. She uses pencils." My desk mate chimed in. "Luna, maybe you're just stressed. Check your drawer." The class started whispering. "Luna is losing it. Stress is making her hallucinate. Chloe is annoying, but she wouldn't do something that evil." Chloe's eyes filled with fake tears. She reached out to touch me. "Luna," Mrs. Lee sighed. Okay, I'll get you a reprint." "Don't worry, Luna, it's just stress. I apologize on behalf of the class if anyone messed with it." She winked at me, trying to de-escalate. She wanted peace before the big exam. I understood. I took the ruined ticket back and sat down. "Yes, Mrs. Lee." I summoned the karma system in my mind. Acting? Two can play at that game. Suddenly, Mike screamed, "Holy shit! Chloe, it is you!" He pointed at Chloe's uniform. Her right pocket was stained black. Ink was dripping onto the floor. And inside that pocket was her own exam ticket, now completely black. Chloe shrieked, "My ticket!" Above her head, the text changed. "Karma effect activated. Exam luck, 40%. I smirked. "Serves you right." The class exploded. "Oh my God, she actually did it." She tried to frame Luna and ruined her own ticket. Karma is real. The students who usually disliked Chloe started roasting her. Trash behavior. "Luna is so pitiful. She treats Chloe like a sister, and Chloe stabs her in the back." A girl named Sarah said, "Chloe, you are disgusting." Chloe, enraged, threw the ink bottle, which magically appeared in her hand, at Sarah. "Shut up, bitch! I'll kill you!" Mrs. Lee roared, "Stop!" Chloe froze. She realized she messed up. She immediately switched to victim mode. "Mrs. Lee, someone framed me. Why would I ruin my own ticket? I'm not stupid." Mrs. Lee hesitated. It was illogical. Seeing the tide turning, I spoke up. "Mrs. Lee, why don't we check the cameras? The principal said we installed micro cameras last month, remember?" I bluffed. Mrs. Lee blinked. Right. Yes, I forgot. Good memory, Luna." She played along to scare Chloe. Chloe's face went pale. Her thumbs started twitching. Only I knew that twitch meant she was terrified. I pressed on. "Mrs. Lee, please call the police. This is vandalism and sabotage. I can't focus on the exam if I feel unsafe." Mrs. Lee nodded. "You're right. Luna is our top student. If she fails because of this, the principal will have my head.
I'm calling the cops. Chloe panicked. If the cops came, her record would be stained. She needed to take the SATs to use her system. Thud, she fell to her knees. I'm sorry, Mrs. Lee. I was confused. I was jealous. Please don't call the police. She cried loudly, begging for mercy. Mrs. Lee looked disappointed. Chloe, you are 18. How can you be so vicious? Chloe looked at me, pleading with her eyes. Luna, help me. Just like in my past life. I looked down at her coldly. I don't need your apology. But, for the sake of our years in the orphanage, don't call the police. Mike gasped. Wait, Chloe, you're an orphan? You told us you were born abroad, the class gasped. She lied about everything. She's jealous of Luna because they have the same background, but Luna is smarter. I smiled internally. Her mask was cracking. Fine, Mrs. Lee said. I'll get you a reprint, but you handle the rest. Chloe was relieved. She thought she got away with it. Little did she know I wasn't done. I raised my hand. Mrs. Lee, about that direct admission offer to MIT, I accept it. The classroom went dead silent. MIT? Direct admission? Even Chloe stopped fake crying. She stared at me, her mouth hanging open. What do you mean, Luna? You accepted it? I brushed her hand off my arm. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Remember last semester when you asked me to do your homework because you were busy? I wasn't doing your homework. I was competing in the state math Olympiad. I won gold. MIT called the principal yesterday. Chloe's face turned green. She panicked. Her luck stealing system only worked if I took the SATs. If I bypassed the test through direct admission, she couldn't steal my score. She would be left with her own failing grades. Mrs. Lee beamed. That's right. Luna is our pride. You deserve it, Luna. Skipping the SATs is the safest route for a genius like you. Chloe was shaking. She grabbed my shoulder, her nails digging in. You lied to me, she hissed. You hid this from me. I thought we were sisters, Mrs. Lee snapped. Chloe, what does her success have to do with you? If you were smart, you'd be happy for her. Sit down. The bell rang. As everyone packed up, Chloe leaned into my ear. Her voice was pure venom. Meet me at the back gate after school, or else. She was threatening me. She was going to call Tyler, the school bully and a known delinquent. In my past life, Tyler was the one who cornered me in the alleyway, leading to the murder charge. I laughed internally. You think I'm scared? I looked at Mrs. Lee, who was still at the podium, and shouted loudly, What? Chloe, you want to beat me up at the back gate? And you're calling Tyler and his gang to help you? The entire class froze. Why are you doing this to me, Chloe? Just because I got into MIT? I started sobbing. Fake tears, but effective. I gave up my scholarship last time for you. I covered for you when you stole Mike's AirPods. I covered for you when you stole Sarah's lunch money, and now you want to have me beaten up? Boom. I dropped 3 bombs in one sentence. The threat of violence. Mike's missing AirPods Max. Mike had been looking for them for weeks. Sarah's stolen $500. The classroom exploded into chaos. Sarah, a feisty girl, stormed over. Wait, Luna, say that again. She stole my money? Chloe screamed. Liar, she's lying. I don't even know Tyler. And I didn't steal anything. I wiped my eyes. Really? Check her bag. The Hello Kitty sticker on Sarah's wallet. I saw it in your locker. Sarah didn't wait. She grabbed Chloe by the hair. You thief! Give me my money back! Get off me! Chloe shrieked. Mrs. Lee and the dean, Mr. Wu, rushed in to separate them. Enough! All of you to the dean's office, now! In the dean's office, Chloe denied everything. I didn't steal the money. I found the wallet, and I definitely didn't take Mike's headphones. Mike crossed his arms. If you didn't take them, where are they? Luna said you have them. I looked at Chloe. You gave them to Tyler, didn't you? As a gift so he would protect you? Chloe turned pale. I didn't. Give me your phone, I said calmly. Mr. Wu, sensing something was up, snatched Chloe's phone. He unlocked it. Facial recognition is a bitch, isn't it, Chloe? And handed it to me. I scrolled through her texts. There it was. A text sent 10 minutes ago. To Tyler. Meet me at the back gate. I'm bringing Luna. You can do whatever you want with her. From Tyler. Got it, babe. Thanks for the gift. I showed the screen to Mr. Wu. His face turned purple. This is solicitation of assault. But I wasn't done. I wanted to catch them red-handed. I quickly typed a reply on Chloe's phone. To Tyler. Change of plans. Come to the dean's office. Room 101. The old man isn't here. I stole a new iPhone for you. Hurry, no cameras. I hit send. Then I looked at Mr. Wu. Sir, turn off the lights. Let's wait. Mr. Wu, Mike, and Sarah hid behind the file cabinets. I sat in the chair. Chloe was tied to a chair with duct tape, courtesy of angry Sarah. 5 minutes later, the door creaked open. Tyler walked in, wearing a leather jacket, looking smug. He turned on his flashlight. Chloe, where are you? Got the phone? I flipped the light switch. Click. The room flooded with light. Tyler froze. Standing in front of him were the dean, the teacher, and 2 angry students. Tyler tried to run, but Mike blocked the door. Where are my headphones, Tyler? Mike asked, cracking his knuckles. Tyler, a coward at heart, immediately pointed at Chloe. She gave them to me. She said she stole them from a loser in class. Don't look at me. Chloe gagged behind the duct tape. It was over. The aftermath was swift. Chloe was forced to return the money to Sarah, plus interest, and buy Mike a new pair of headphones. She wrote a public apology letter on the school website. Her reputation was destroyed. Mrs. Lee looked at me with pity. Luna, don't go back to the orphanage tonight. Stay at my house until your biological parents come. I thanked her. In this life, Mrs. Lee was my angel. A week later, the day I had been waiting for arrived. My biological mother, Mrs. Sterling, was coming to the orphanage. In my past life, Chloe stole my identity. She used her system to fake a DNA test and took my place as the heiress of the Sterling Empire. I rushed to the orphanage. Mrs. Sterling was there. She was elegant, dressed in Chanel, crying as she hugged Chloe. Chloe had gotten there first. Mom, Chloe sobbed. I missed you so much. The orphanage director saw me. Luna, come here. This lady is looking for her lost daughter. Mrs. Sterling looked up. When she saw me, her eyes widened. She walked toward me, ignoring Chloe. Her hands trembled as she touched my face. You, she whispered. You look just like my late husband. Chloe panicked. She pulled out a document. Mom, look, I have the DNA test. It says 99% match. Luna is just my friend. Mrs. Sterling frowned. She looked at the paper, then at me. But she pulled down my collar slightly. My daughter had a heart-shaped scar on her neck, from a burn when she was a baby. There it was, the scar. Chloe screamed. That doesn't prove anything. Maybe she burned herself to look like me. DNA is science. Science doesn't lie. I smirked. I summoned my karma system. System scan. Target. Chloe has activated Desperate Exchange. She traded 20 years of her lifespan to falsify one DNA test result. Wow. 20 years? She was truly desperate. She wanted to be rich so badly she was willing to die at 40. Mrs. Sterling looked conflicted. Fine, Mrs. Sterling said. We will do the test again. Right now, both of you. Chloe looked smug. She thought her system would cover her again. We went to the high-end medical center. I pulled Mrs. Sterling aside. Ma'am, I have a request. Can we take 2 samples? One for the local lab and one sent to a different state, just to be sure. Mrs. Sterling looked at me with tears in her eyes. You are so careful, just like your father. Okay. Chloe was in the other room, getting her blood drawn. She was rude to the nurse. Ouch! Watch it. Do you know who I am? I'm the Sterling heiress. The nurse rolled her eyes and jabbed the needle harder. Little did Chloe know, her system deal was for one test, just one. She traded 20 years of life for one fake result. But I asked for two. An hour later, the doctor came out. Mrs. Sterling, we have the results. He held up two papers. Sample A, local lab, shows a 99% match for Chloe. Chloe grinned. See, I told you. However, the doctor continued, looking confused, Sample B, out of state, shows 0% match for Chloe. And, for Miss Luna, both samples show a 99.9% match. Mrs. Sterling grabbed the papers. One match, one mismatch? That's impossible, she said, glaring at Chloe. Unless someone tampered with it. She looked at the doctor. And Luna is a match on both? Yes. Mrs. Sterling slapped Chloe. Smack. You fraud? You tried to trick me? Did you bribe the lab technician? Chloe fell to the floor. Her system was silent. She had spent 20 years of her life for a slap in the face. No, it's a mistake! System! System! She screamed at the air. Everyone looked at her like she was insane. Mrs. Sterling hugged me tight. My daughter, I found you. I hugged her back, but my eyes were on Chloe. Game over, bestie. After the DNA test proved I was the real heiress, Mrs. Sterling took me away. On the car ride to the Sterling estate, she told me about my family. My father had passed away, but I had an older brother named Ethan, the CEO of the Sterling Group. Mrs. Sterling held my hand, tears in her eyes. Luna, to celebrate finding you, I just donated $5 million to your orphanage. The children there will live comfortably now. I was stunned. $5 million? That was the power of real wealth. Thank you, Mom, I whispered. It was the first time I called her Mom. She hugged me tightly, overcome with emotion. Suddenly, a blinding light flashed from the side. Honk! A massive truck ran a red light, speeding directly toward the passenger side where I was sitting. Luna, watch out! In that split second, Mrs. Sterling threw her body over mine, shielding me. Crash! Glass shattered, metal screamed, the world spun into darkness. 2 days later, I woke up in a VIP hospital room. My head throbbed, but I was alive. Mom? I rasped. She's okay, a deep voice replied. I looked up. Standing there were two incredibly handsome men. One was Ethan Sterling, my brother. He looked relieved. The other was Gabe Vance. My heart stopped. In my past life, Gabe was the billionaire listed on Forbes, and Chloe's husband. He was the man I died cleaning windows for. Seeing him made my blood boil. Ethan introduced him. This is Gabe, my best friend. He helped handle the accident scene. Gabe smirked. Your sister looks feisty, Ethan. Is she brain damaged from the crash? She's glaring at me like I owe her money, I snapped. You look brain damaged. Your whole family is brain damaged. Ethan chuckled. I like her. Gabe looked surprised, but handed me a photo. Anyway, feisty girl, look at this. The truck driver who hit you. I looked at the photo. The driver, bloodied and handcuffed, was Tyler, the blonde thug Chloe hung out with. I knew it. It was Chloe, I said coldly. She sent him. Ethan's face went dark. Don't worry, little sister. Anyone who tries to kill a Sterling will regret being born. While I recovered, the SAT results were released. The news was shocking. Chloe scored a 1580, a near-perfect score. The entire school was baffled. The girl who didn't know algebra suddenly scored Ivy League numbers. But even more shocking was Mia. Mia was the second best student in our class, a hardworking girl from a poor family. She scored 800. It was statistically impossible. I realized immediately. Since I had accepted direct admission to MIT and didn't take the SATs, Chloe couldn't steal my score. So she switched targets. She stole Mia's luck. That evening, chaos erupted at the hospital. Mrs. Lee called me, frantic. "Luna, it's Mia. She's on the school rooftop. She's going to jump." I ripped out my IV drip and ran. The school rooftop. Mia was sitting on the ledge, her legs dangling over the edge. She looked hollow. 800, she muttered. "My life is over. I can't get a scholarship. I can't go to college." Below, students and police were gathering. I dragged Chloe, who I found gloating in the hallway, up to the roof with me. "Apologize to Mia," I screamed, shoving Chloe forward. Chloe laughed. She looked insane. "Why should I? She failed because she's stupid. I got 1580 because I'm lucky. It's not my fault." She pointed at Mia. "Jump! Go ahead. One less loser in the world." I signaled Sarah and Mike to hold Chloe down. Then I walked slowly toward Mia. "Mia, listen to me," I said softly. "It's a glitch." Mia looked at me with dead eyes. "What?" "The scoring system had a glitch. I promise you. Tonight, your score will be fixed. That 1580 belongs to you." "Really?" "I swear." I summoned my karma system. Activate karma reflection. Target, Chloe. Action, revert stolen luck. Ding, success. At that exact moment, Chloe screamed. She fell to her knees, clutching her head. A text box appeared above her head, visible only to me. System notification. Mission failed. Host is deemed trash tier. Luck stealing system is unlinking. Goodbye. Her system abandoned her. I looked at Chloe. "It's over, Chloe." Chloe looked up, her eyes wild with terror. "No! Come back! System! Give me my luck back!" She scrambled up and ran toward the edge of the roof, hallucinating, trying to catch the system floating away. "Stop!" I yelled. But she didn't stop. She ran straight off the edge. Ah! Thud! She landed on the firefighter's air cushion below, but she hit it at a bad angle. Later, we learned she shattered both her legs. She would never walk properly again. That night, the college board announced a server error. Scores were corrected. Mia's score updated, 1580. Chloe's score updated, 400. Mia cried tears of joy. She was safe. As for Chloe, her bad luck was just beginning. With Tyler's confession that Chloe hired him to crash the truck, and with the Sterling family's lawyers involved, there was no escape. Chloe was charged with attempted murder and fraud. However, during the interrogation, she kept screaming about systems and stealing luck. She was diagnosed with acute psychosis and sent to a high-security psychiatric ward. I visited her once. She was sitting in a white room, rocking back and forth. "I am the heroine," she muttered. "I am the billionaire's wife. I have the system." I walked away. She was trapped in her own delusion forever. Epilogue. I got into MIT. I joined the Special Honors Program for Computer Science. Ethan and Mrs. Sterling spoiled me rotten. I finally had the family I dreamed of. And Gabe? That annoying billionaire kept showing up at my campus. "Hey, feisty girl," he said, leaning against his Ferrari. "I heard you hate me. Want to go to dinner and tell me why?" I rolled my eyes. "I'm busy studying. Go away." "I can wait," he grinned. "I have a feeling you and I are destined." Maybe we were, but in this life, I was the main character, and I didn't need a man or a system to save me. I had saved myself. Before we go, please note, this is a fictional story collected and edited by us for entertainment and educational purposes. Our goal is to foster emotional awareness, empathy, and understanding regarding friendship, betrayal, and consequences. We have absolutely no intention of promoting hatred, offense, or harm toward any individual or group. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Karma never loses an address. Chloe thought she could steal her way to the top, using people as stepping stones. She didn't realize that when you build a tower on the backs of others, it eventually collapses. Luna proved that true strength comes from resilience and integrity, not shortcuts. But what about you? If you found out your best friend was secretly sabotaging your success to boost their own, how would you handle it? Would you confront them like Luna, or would you quietly cut them off? And do you believe that luck is something you make or something you are born with? Please leave a comment below, share your story and your point of view. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Revenge Reign so you don't miss the next emotional story of karma and justice. Goodbye, and see you next time.